Hey everybody, it's Natalie from NatsNumbers. I'm so happy to talk with you guys again. So this video, I'm going to be offering up a free audio download that is a guided visualization. And here's the deal. This is the reason why I'm doing this. In my coaching practice, where I use life purpose numerology, I find that every single person has the same experience. At some point in our lives, usually in our childhood, we pushed down our soul's true yearnings, desires, and callings. And it's different for every single one of us. But there is a certain point where we began to not really be who we were anymore. We began to meet the expectations and the shoulds of our family and our society. And so it's really important that you regress back to that point and that moment in time. When I did this visualization for myself, in fact, I wrote the script for this guided visualization because I really like kind of weird and eccentric ones that kind of put you in a movie scene where you can use your imagination to dive right in. And so I wrote this script for myself and went through the visualization. And one of the things that I discovered, and this is going to probably be too much information, but whatever, it's who I am. There was a moment in my life where I was completely this free spirit and this free soul. And then at some point in my life, and I actually can remember when it happened, things changed, and I decided to not be who I really was. For me, it was because I thought I was a lesbian. I'm totally serious, you guys. So when I was younger, I don't know if you guys had this experience, but I know a lot of my girlfriends have, that when you're young and you're experimenting with your body, you sometimes get together with your girlfriends and kiss and just experiment a little bit. And I did that, and I was a very sexual kid. Like I was very much curious about my body. Some people don't have that in them, and that's a 5 archetype thing and a 3 archetype thing in your chart. It's very much into the pleasures of being in the physical body. Anyway, so you know, I fooled around with some of my girlfriends when I was really young, you know, and because I went to Catholic school, from kindergarten through 8th grade. And I remember going to Mass one day, and they were talking about homosexuality as being, you know, a negative thing. And I didn't even really know what homosexuality was. But when I heard about it, I thought, oh my God, that's me. That's me. Because I love showing my girlfriends affection. I love experimenting with my body in that way. So from that moment forward, I decided to hide. I didn't want to do anything that would make me famous. Not to mean that I was prone to fame, but I just didn't want to do anything like acting, singing, public speaking, anything that would put me in the limelight, because I was afraid that somebody would find me out. Somebody would find out that I was this inherent sinner. And so I started to pursue these professions and these things that really would make me feel better about what I perceived as being this negative part of myself. So I decided I wanted to be a nun, and then I decided I wanted to be a cook. And I remember being terrified because at the time, you could kind of become famous being a cook. And so I was like, no, I can't be a cook because I don't want anybody to know me. And I went through that whole dialogue. And this is sort of obviously a weird example, but imagine if that one moment could have put me onto a different path and could have negated some sort of part of myself. Imagine what may have put you off path for yourself. A moment of feeling ashamed about who you are, a moment of self-doubt, a moment of feeling like the strengths that you have are considered weaknesses. And so I would really like you to use this guided visualization to find out who you were before that happened. Another story that's really interesting, I don't know if you guys have watched the show The View, and she also has a radio show, but Joy Behar is hilarious, and she's the older kind of Jewish woman on The View, and I just adore her. She's a comedian, and her story to success is really interesting. She did not pursue comedy until she was well into her 40s and 50s, and it was actually because when she was kind of thinking back on her past to when she was a child and doing basically life purpose work, she discovered that before she hit puberty, she was making everybody laugh and holding comedic shows and really wanted to be in the limelight. But when she hit puberty, she had suddenly these beliefs that came up that she needed to hide, that it wasn't ladylike to be that way, these types of things. So she spent many decades of her life going and being a secretary and doing these things that she thought she was supposed to do, when deep down inside, what her soul wanted to do was to be a comedian. The moment that she realized that that's what her child self really wanted, that that's who she really was, she was catapulted into this career in the later part of her life. So it's the same type of thing, different story. You might have blocked certain things that are really essential to your success. So I want you to download the guided visualization. And once you do it, I'm going to be talking you through some basic relaxation techniques to quiet your left logical brain, which only processes 40 bits of information per second, and really enhancing your right intuitive brain, which can process up to 40 million bits of information per second. And by going through this relaxation, you're then going to be able to truly access this amazing guided visualization to go back into your past and discover, what have you forgotten about yourself? So I hope that you guys enjoy this visualization, and please comment in the blog or on Facebook and let me know what you discovered through this process. Talk to you guys later. Bye.